Hi, my name is Alyssa and I love personal finance. I'm a stay-at-home mom, okay? I am 31 years old. I'm a homeschooler, gardener. I'm a bunch of things, but mostly I'm a personal finance junkie looking for friends. So please comment below and like this video so I can get to know you guys and build this community of people who would like to build their wealth modestly. Now, today I'm going to reveal my net worth and how it breaks down. Maybe you are guessing how much I'm worth. Maybe you've seen another one of my videos, but we'll see. We'll see what it is and what it's like. I think it's pretty good. My day-to-day expenses are a little bit tight right now. I make like a median salary, but I think I have a slightly above average net worth. So I hope that you think that too. And I'll try to prove myself why. Talk about retirement and then go into the account. Sound good? Okay. Before I get into this beautiful $224,000 number, I want to talk about why I think this is above average because I don't want to just say some people might think this is terrible being 31 and having this number. Some people might think this is amazing, but let's break it down. Fidelity has this really nifty little chart, and it basically shows you by what age you should have doubled your income or X'd your income. So by age 30, I should have 1X'd my income. Right now, our income is $78,000, and it really has never been higher than that. I used to work, but my husband used to make less, and I was like, matching that income around 80 grand. So we've never made like over 80 grand. And I think we're doing pretty good because of that. Even our invested accounts, which is just our retirement accounts, is over that. So we're doing pretty good. Hopefully, we can stay on that trajectory. If we 10x our income by age 67, we should have, if we make $78,000, 780,000. Okay. Now, if you ask anybody, like especially the internet, they'll probably say that's not enough. And I'll show you really quickly here with the Nerd Wallet calculator. I put in my age, my income. I pretended like I didn't have retirement savings and a 10% monthly contribution. And we would have 1 million. So the Fidelity thing is just a rough estimate. Also, you should just be aware, look at this number right here, 70% of pre-retirement income. Hi, it's Alyssa editing here, and I'm so sorry. My head is blocking the number. My bad. Most pre-retirement calculators are not calculating replacing 78,000. They're replacing 70%. Okay, 70% of 78,000 because most people they're assuming have a paid off mortgage. They don't have quite as many expenses in retirement as they do when they're working. So remember that. Really quickly, I am going to show you what happens if I put in a retirement savings. And I do get pretty close. It says I'll have 2.2 million in this calculator, and I should have 2.3 to replace 70% of my income. And so I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm not putting my full net worth in there because I'm going to spend some of that on my children's college education and home renovations. And I also, it's kind of tricky, like with the house. I don't think I'm fully going to put it in. Actually, I don't know. Let's find out. What if I put it fully in there? It's like just one number. What the hell was that? Okay. It says that I will have 2.9 million if I'm counting my current net worth, but equating net worth to retirement savings, I don't know about that. Okay, let's go back. Let us break down this $224,000. Does it mean that I have $224,000 sitting in a bank account? No, it doesn't. A net worth is assets minus liabilities. So my assets, everything that I own, is $424,441. My liabilities, everything that I owe, is $199,803. Cool. So what does that make up? Well, I have $1,500 worth of cash. That's kind of low. That is honestly kind of low. I kind of wish there was like 4 grand in there, but like I said, we have actually been living very much like on the line of overspending. I don't like to get my credit cards interest, so I'm pulling from savings right now to cover some things. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it. That's why I'm doing the financial coaching and YouTube and stuff like that because I like to have a little bit more margin. But my husband is supposed to get a raise and he's applying for a promotion, yada, yada, yada. We're going to be fine. I'm not like stressed. If I had $0 in the bank, I would be stressed, but I don't. Okay. Step two is investments. We actually have $146,000 of long-term investments. That means this is money I'm not touching for at least 5 years. I have a Roth IRA because even if you're a non-working person, you can have a Roth IRA. Your spouse can contribute to it. Just saying, $7,000 limit a year. Pretty great. I think I started this while I was working, but now I contribute it even when I'm not working. And I like it because it just gives me some money that I know is mine. And if you're worried, I'm not worried. But if you're worried about the death of your spouse, the divorce of a spouse, and wanting to have money on your own, especially if you're not a working person, you can have your own retirement, okay? It's you can, okay? The second one is TSP1. This is my husband's retirement. Now, my husband is in the military active duty. He's going to do 20 years, which means that he's going to retire with a military pension for the rest of his life. He will get his three highest years of salary, 50% divided by 50, but divided by two. And he will get that monthly for the rest of his life. That's a pretty good deal. So, God willing, we can be in the military for 20 plus years and do the thing. So we're not really concerned about how much money this is going to be, but we also have it because it's fun to have. It's good to have retirement savings. The second TSP we have is my civilian TSP. I have not contributed it since I left the service in 2021 to stay home with my children, and right now has 44 grand in it. Pretty cool. I think I was like trying to max it out or putting the absolute max I could in while I was working for about a year and a half, and so I'm proud of myself. I like seeing that number grow. It makes me feel good. And finally, we have a Vanguard. This is a regular taxable brokerage account that we have invested into broad index funds like ETF, VSTAX, FU. Excuse me. This Vanguard is a broad index fund that we have, invested across the stock market into ETFs. If I lost you, it's okay. I'm just saying what type of account it is. It's not retirement, which means we can pull it out without penalty. That has $42,000 in it. Now, one day I'm going to make a huge video about how we acquired all this wealth, but just know that it's part contributing on a regular basis while I was working. We can't really contribute while I'm not working because life is expensive. It initially started with a bonus we got for Harrison joining the military, and finally he had a small inheritance, $25,000. I don't know if you consider that small, but that we put in there and we didn't touch. And let me just say, for all the haters out there, it's one skill to get yourself out of debt. It's another skill to live within your means. And it's a whole other skill to come into a sum of money and not spend it. So, yes, we are privileged to have these things, but also we are privileged. We are hardworking, I should say, and savvy because we kept it. Okay. And I'm not going to be ashamed for that. No, siree. Okay. I almost said no, siree, Bob, but I feel like that was too much. Okay. My credits currently I have 24,000, no, oh my goodness, $2,449 worth of credit cards. We pay these off every month. Sometimes I do dip into savings to do that. But when you put your credit cards in Empower, they're just going to have the running totals going, what your balance is for that month. And so that's what they are right now. We have three credit cards only. Let's go to loans. We have two loans, a car loan and a mortgage loan. The mortgage is worth 188,000. Woohoo. We bought it for 235. We had 20% down. And we also have a car note of $8,900. Not too bad for a reason. Okay. I try very, very hard not to overspend on my house and my car because I know when you overspend on those two categories, life is difficult. It is absolutely difficult. So we have a little house and it's just perfect, okay? Other assets. I have an emergency fund with $20,000 in it. This is not quite enough to be 3 to 6 months of expenses. It's probably like 3 to 4. But since he's in the military, I'm not really concerned about him losing his job. I would like to be this to be higher, but It's not right now. That's just what I got. We have a homes estimate. Okay, this is one of the best parts about Empower. It takes from Zillow what they think your house is worth and puts it in here. So currently it's sitting at 231, which is less than what we paid for it, which kind of sucks. But hopefully we see it increase over time. Right now it's a huge buyer's market. There's a ton of houses for sale in our area, and not a lot of them are selling because of the high interest rates. So that's what we're dealing with. But it's okay. We're good. And finally, we have two cars worth about the same, although one's a Pilot and one's an Accord of the same year. They're each worth about $12,000, $13,000. So that's exciting. I don't really like putting cars on here. I feel like whenever this car goes, I'm not going to have that money. I'm just going to buy another car. So I don't really understand, but it does help us understand at least the like worth of those cars in case we needed to sell it or one of us died and we did sell it. It makes sense. Like it makes sense to put it in there. I just feel like sometimes people include their cars just to inflate their net worth. I just don't like it. Okay, that's the truth. I just don't like it, but here they are. So, okay then, girl. Okay, that's the entirely of my net worth. I wonder what you think about that. Is it a lot? Is it a little? How much are you worth? Let me know because I'd love to open the conversation. And I thank you for joining me. And like I said, if you want to see how we built this wealth, comment below, comment net worth, and I will try to answer that question. But it's going to be like a 40-minute video, so I also have to prep for that one quite a bit. If you want to be financially coached by me, if you think what I do is cool or that I'm cool, come into my comments below, get onto my schedule, and we can schedule a consultation. I also have a link for the app that I'm going to use that I think is really awesome, and I do insurance referrals for auto and home. So check that out, baby. That would really help a lot. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you being here. Bye.